Some stars from the past still have the power to get everyone talking, even decades after their biggest roles. One of those stars is Morgan Fairchild. Known for her presence in television shows and movies, she has also been the subject of photos that got a lot of attention. In this video, we're going to explore these images, the reaction they caused, and why people are still curious about her. Make sure you stay until the end, because the story has some surprising twists. Morgan Fairchild became a household name in the 1970s and 1980s. She starred in television shows such as Flamingo Road and Falcon Crest, and her on-screen charm made her unforgettable. But outside of her acting career, her photos sometimes created as much buzz as her performances. It is no secret that celebrities often pose for photos to show off their style or personality. In Morgan Fairchild's case, some pictures pushed boundaries for the time. They were bold, attention-grabbing, and made people talk. Today, we can look back and see how these images shaped her public image. Some people saw these photos as daring, while others thought they were just a part of her job. Morgan Fairchild was smart about how she presented herself. She knew the power of a photograph and how it could make people remember her. That skill has kept her name alive in Hollywood even today. Let us be clear, these photos were meant for entertainment and style, not for controversy. Morgan Fairchild used them to show confidence and self-expression. Many stars from that era did the same. Looking at them now, it is easy to see that they reflected a certain time in Hollywood history. She has talked about her career and her choices in interviews over the years. Morgan Fairchild has always been open about how much thought she put into every public appearance. She treated every photo shoot as part of her professional journey, showing that being in the spotlight is about more than just acting. It is about image and presence. What makes Morgan Fairchild's story interesting is not just the photos themselves, but how she has grown as a person and as a professional. From her early days in television to her current projects, she has managed to stay relevant. And part of that relevance comes from how she managed her image, bold yet controlled, memorable yet classy. Whenever a celebrity such as Morgan Fairchild shares photos, people react in all kinds of ways. Some admire the confidence, some are curious about the fashion, and some are just intrigued by the history behind the images. It is natural, people love stories, and celebrities give them plenty of material. But there is more than just photos. Morgan Fairchild's career is filled with interesting projects and moments. The photos are just one part of her story. She has acted in films, starred in television series, and appeared in guest roles that reminded everyone why she became famous in the first place. Here is something surprising. Even with all the attention she received, Morgan Fairchild never let the media define her completely. She used every opportunity to build her career, make smart choices, and maintain a connection with her fans. That is why, even when people talk about her photos, they also talk about her talent and professionalism. Another interesting part of these images is how they capture the style of the time. Looking at them today is like taking a trip back to the 1970s and 1980s. The fashion, the poses, even the way photos were taken, all of it tells a story about Hollywood history. Morgan Fairchild was part of that story, and her photos are pieces of a larger picture. So, what can we take away from all of this? Morgan Fairchild's photos made people notice her, but they are just one chapter in a long and successful career. They show confidence, creativity, and a willingness to explore how media can shape a person's image. And most importantly, they remind us that celebrities are more than just the images we see. There are people with talent, effort, and choices behind every move. Morgan Fairchild's photos may get attention, but they are just one part of what makes her memorable. Her work, her personality, and her smart choices have kept her in the spotlight for decades. The next time you see a photo of a famous star, think about the story behind it. There is usually much more than meets the eye. Thanks for watching. Do not forget to subscribe if you love learning about Hollywood stars and their stories. You never know what surprises you might discover next.